Hello everyone, and welcome back to The Truth Within. Today, I have a great video that I'm very excited to share with you, so stay tuned. It is about the fear barrier that we all face, and breaking that down a little bit to try to hopefully resonate that with you. So stay tuned, you're going to enjoy it. Welcome back everyone. So I'm just going to dive right into this video. Something that I noticed for myself, I was seeing that I was starting to live in fear, and I don't like that. I don't like that whole living in fear thing, because you really start to forget who you are and what you want, and it feels like it's pulling you away from what you truly are. Throughout my life, I've had a lot of experiences where my mind told me that you're going to lose yourself, you're going to lose your ability to be who you want to be, and I'll explain exactly what that is. So I've definitely referenced the stick person before, but just imagine just grasp the concept that your head has two parts, the conscious mind and the subconscious. Yes, there are much more things to that, but just imagine that's what it is. Because if you have a picture of your mind and you were to ask what is your mind, you would think of the brain, but you can't put a name to it or put a picture to what your mind is. So just imagine this is what it is. And as you go from your conscious mind to your subconscious mind, your conscious is what you see and your subconscious is habitually what you do, how you move, how you act, if you bite your nails, if you don't, all these different things, how you talk and interact with people. And as you are going throughout your day, so let's say this X thoughts and habits are what you currently have, and the things that you might not necessarily want for your life. So you have the X thoughts and habits that you consciously see, that you're aware of, and you have the X thoughts and habits in your subconscious mind that those are the things that you don't necessarily want for yourself. Okay. So as you do that, and your subconscious is what you feel, that's what starts to move through you, and that's what executes the habits. So the flip side of things is you start to move forward and you entertain an idea. Okay, I really like this idea. This is something that I really, really want. And you really get involved with it, and one day, the day that you get involved, wow, this is great. This is awesome. The next day you get involved, wow, this is something that I find is really cool. That's only in the conscious mind, and it's okay. And refer to that as the why, which is a new type of thought. So as you start to entertain that, and as you start to think about it more and more and more, you start to get involved with it because you see the opportunities, you see how good it makes you feel. And this is where chaos breaks out. This is where fear comes in. This is where everyone sees that they'll get to a point where they hit a wall and they start to be a little bit fearful because they see that, oh, well, I'm afraid and it seems as though I can't do it, so I can't do it. And I'll explain to you exactly what that is. And that's that living in fear part. Because if you start to see the results, the things that are happening along the way, and you're not recognizing what's actually happening, you'll live in fear and you'll go right back to where you started and forget about the new why thing. And anyone that's ever been successful gets involved with the why, it goes into their subconscious, and that goes to their body, and they continue to do that every single day. And the reason why they move through that fear, and they can move through that fear, is because they're recognizing what it is, and they do it anyway. And they do it. And what's actually happening is that X, who you are right now habitually, is in the subconscious. And once you start to get involved with what you do want, those ideas, it comes into the subconscious too. And here's an analogy that I came up with. Imagine your habits and the person that you are subconsciously is like little people with spears inside. You don't necessarily control them. You do, but if you're not aware of what's happening, they can take control of you. And when these new thoughts come inside and you get involved with it over and over and over, these little spearmen start to come and try to kick them out. Because if you're not aware of what's going on, you'll feel that resistance. You'll feel, oh my gosh, I failed at this. Like, clearly it's not going to work because, and that's all the fear in your subconscious mind, all those things it's saying. And that's the fear, that's those little stick people, that's those people trying to poke out the new thought. And you'll feel some resistance, but you just have to go through it anyway. And as you see that that's what's happening, that the fear is actually caused because your normal habits and habitual ways of thinking and doing things are starting to say, no, I don't like that, that's uncomfortable, I don't like that, and that's something that's starting to seep into your subconscious. You see that that's what's happening, and you do it anyway. Because that's all it is your brain saying, I'm not comfortable with this. It's not that you can't do it, it's not that you're not capable. Yes, you failed. You might fail, and the fear says, whoa, that's not allowed, that's not possible. Failing shows that you're moving forward. Failing shows that you're actually impressing it on your subconscious mind. And as you do that every day, and as you start to see that all of this is this fear is my subconscious mind getting involved with what I want, uncomfortable is good. That shows that you're growing. That shows that what you're doing and the work that you're putting in is working. Because as you do that every day, just like how the things you don't necessarily align with now got there, those things that you do want come in and they start to take over and you walk a new path. And no one knows how long it's going to take. It could take a month, a year, it could take 4 weeks, it could take 5 weeks, it could take 3 months. If you keep persistent at it, no matter how uncomfortable, and you recognize that all that this is the subconscious mind feeling uncomfortable because it's not used to it, you'll see it in a different light. And I had this fear always that I was losing things, that I was losing myself, that I would start to go and do something that I wanted, and this thought came in that, oh, you're going to lose it, you're not going to be able to keep this. And all that was that X programming in my mind. I started to get involved with the thing I wanted, and I didn't realize that that's all that it was the fear. And if I recognize that all that this is the terror barrier of me getting involved with what I do want, that's unfamiliar to what is actually programmed at the moment, I would have kept moving forward. And when you hit that fear wall, it's a big thing. And it's a dangerous thing if you let it and allow it to make you go back to where you were. Because once you hit that and you don't recognize, or you don't say, I'm moving through this anyway for what I know is true, you'll go right back to where you started. And that's where I felt like I was losing myself. I didn't recognize that's what was happening, but I was letting the fear take control of me because I didn't realize that it was the fear at all. I thought it was supposed to be so easy, but it is easy. Once you see, and you mentally see, okay, this is where my subconscious mind is uncomfortable. Some days it won't be that easy, but you just have to know that what you do every day is getting you to where you want. You're never losing anything. You're never going back to the start unless you stop. And you're never going back to the start because as you keep smashing through that wall of fear every day and you recognize this, you're going to be a different person one day. And you're going to you're going to remember that person that you used to be. And habitually, you won't even have to think of doing these things because you will be that person you want to be. And I'm very excited to share all this with all of you for your growth, to notice that what I'm doing, I'm as in you, is okay. And that it isn't some magic sauce that I need. It isn't some magical thing that I'm supposed to be doing or changing, or I have to be someone else. Everyone that is successful has gone through the same process, whether they have a lot of fear or a little bit of fear. Everyone experiences fear, and everyone has to go through what you're going through. Just know that. You're not the only one. Everyone does it. And everyone that has ever done what they want to do and has been successful at it recognizes that all that's happening is this old thing is trying to say, no, I'm uncomfortable. And right away, you have to take action. Because if you don't, that old habitual way of thinking will start to say, I can do it later. I'll do it. and then it'll be tomorrow, and there'll be much more space between when you said you were going to do it and what you wanted to do, and then it'll be tomorrow, and then you'll just completely be living in fear of doing that thing because there's so much space between when you wanted to make that decision and you actually going to make the decision. And you can make that decision any single day of the week, any single hour of the day. But I would recommend to you that you take action on it right away to continually prove to yourself, I'm doing it, I'm doing it. And as you do that, you see that the fear isn't real. The fear wasn't real. And the fear is just that subconscious little spear guys feeling uncomfortable, trying to poke you out. And what happens when you make the decision to do it? Those spear guys disappear. And you blow right through them. And then tomorrow, you'll have to do it again. And that's not a bad thing at all. That's growth. Because if you want to be that person that you want to be, and the thing that you want so badly, it doesn't matter how uncomfortable you are. Because as you continue to do it, you're growing. And that journey is the most important thing, because what you want is not the thing at the end. It's how it makes you feel and the person you'll be. And I guarantee you that that person you will be your life as you make the decision every day. Ask yourself, am I able to do this? Yes. Am I willing? Well, yes, I want this. Okay, and that's it. And you notice when these things start to come up, I know that I'm able to do this. So what's happening? Simply is the fear in the subconscious mind of something that is foreign. You know you're able, you know that you're willing, and you want to. So what's holding you back? And that's all it is. Recognize that. Keep that in mind. And do what you gotta do. Because you are wonderful and you are creating beautiful things. So keep at it. Keep going. You got this. And you're going to create and live an amazing life. You create your life. So go out and create it. Thank you, everyone.